presentation on energy efficiency behaviors, how you can maintain appliances in your home, and different resources that are available to help you achieve energy efficiency.
My name is John. I own C&J Brothers Plumbing in Truro. We do plumbing, heating, and ventilation. We do a wide variety of plumbing, industrial, commercial, residential. Heating, we do a lot of oil burner, oil tanks, heating systems. But we're here for a display for HRV units, heat recovery ventilation systems. This is kind of a display of the units, a breakdown of the units. Really not a lot of maintenance to the units. You kind of install the system. You just got to have a yearly cleaning, like pretty much any product. You just pull the filters. Filters kind of just pull out. You just wash them with soap and water. Just make sure the units are clean. Then we fire them, and then that means turn them on. And then we balance the systems and just make sure you have the same amount of air going out as you have coming in, so it's a balanced system. You're not creating negative or positive pressure on the house. The design is to bring fresh air in your house so you're not breathing stale air. They kind of keep moisture out. They work to dehumidify to a certain extent. When they bring in the cold air in, they kind of remove the moist air that's in the house. So they make a huge difference in like breathing. You can buy the units with HEPA filters. So for people with asthma or breathing conditions, you can get a unit for pretty much any person and any issue. You know, you set them 40% humidity is perfect humidity in the house. You don't want it too dry or to get nosebleeds. You don't want it moist because then you have condensation in your windows and you get mold, right? And they really help with mold a lot, cold air. So this here filter here is a heat recovery filter, so the cold air passes the warm air when it comes in, and that's where you're getting your heat recovery, so you're not bringing cold air in the house. So you get a lot of bugs and stuff in that, and then you just clean it out with soap water, blow it out with a compressor. You really should get us to clean it here. It's for the price it costs for a cleaning is like 100, 150 bucks depending on where you're at. It takes us like an hour, and then we just, because if there's a motor that's slightly starting to squeal or a fan off balance, you know what I mean? There's been issues in the past with older units, the motors heating up because they weren't getting cleaned. You open the unit and there's like 2 inches of dust in the fan, and the fan's so hot you can't touch it. It's just a good idea to get us to do it. It's the same as your oil furnace. You clean those yearly. In like your heat pumps, you get the right guy to do the right job, right? Especially in the operation. They pretty much burn no power. They're all Energy Star today. Everything's like super low amps. The motors are like kind of like a multi-speed. They kind of just slowly increase to different speeds. They don't just try to get to 300 RPMs right away.
My name is Ishan. I own and operate Ecologic Energy Solutions. So we do a variety of services, majority ductless and ducted heat pumps. We also offer solar systems, electric vehicle chargers, electric thermal storage units, and we offer full residential electrical services as well. Today we're here primarily talking about preventative maintenance for ductless mini split heat pumps, which there is a lot up here in Millbrook. So basically, we're handing out our cards here today too, which has a little bit of information for the homeowners, just an easy checklist that everybody can kind of follow. The main thing that we encourage our homeowners to do is, obviously every heat pump is a little bit different, so on our cue cards it does say to refer to the owner's manual, just to be sure that your filters are not in a different location than the ones that we're presenting here today. So basically, pop the cover open, and all heat pumps, ductless heat pumps I should say, would have some sort of filter like so. Majority of them are located in the front. There is some that are located on the top. Again, refer to your owner's manual. Once you remove the filters, all that's needed to be done from the homeowner is just to rinse them off under lukewarm water, pat them down damp dry, and reinsert them back in, and you're good to go. Other than that, we also encourage homeowners to check out the outdoor units. Once every couple of months, at any time that you're outside or you might be by it, check to see if there's any debris by your unit or it's caught up in the fan blade or whatever the case may be. Anything outside of that, we encourage the homeowners to call us. We do annual maintenance, and we also do cleanings here up in Millbrook. So our phone number is listed in the newsletter, typically monthly, but you can also get our contact information from either myself, Lorne Paul, the housing manager, or one of my business cards or one of our cue cards. Heat pumps, they're much more efficient than generic ways of heating and cooling your home. You could, depending on what homeowners have now, oil or electric, whatever the case may be. When I say electric, I mean more on the electric baseboard side of things. Heat pumps can reduce your annual heating and cooling bill up to 50 or 60%. They're great for specific zones of the home, or we could also, there's systems that we could have that take care of the entire house.
Mike Glode, Millbrook Electric's what we're registered under. I grew up in Millbrook. I went to work, they built the Abenaki Motel up on the Abenaki Road. And that's where I started as a trade. I was maybe 18 or something like that. And I got in with a good company and had the good fortune of, over the next 8 years or so, working with some of the best people in the industry. We worked all over the province in senior citizens projects, industrial projects, factories and stuff like that. I had my hand in just about everything in the electrical field. So around 1980, I decided that perhaps I could work for myself and come back to Millbrook and serve the needs of this community. And I've been here ever since, doing houses, doing service work. I've branched out a couple of times. I went to Indian Brook and wired the multi-purpose building down there. I got invited down actually to do that. Gymnasium, a big complex. We hired a couple of people down there, and it was great. I was there about a year and a half doing that. They built a 19-unit apartment building down there, so I hunted around and I found the general contractor and I gave him a price to do that, and we won that contract, so I did that. So easy done, easy fix, and you're looking at maybe 9 watts or 10 watts as compared to 60, 75 previous, and this is just a smaller version of the same thing. This is a motion detector switch. So if it's a room like your laundry room, even in the bathroom, or a room that you go into work in, a storage room, but you're not going to be in there for long, you can put these in and you don't have to turn the switch on. As soon as you go in, the motion tells the light to come on, and when you leave, there's no motion, the light shuts off. And that way you're not having lights on when you don't need them anywhere. We're just telling people, be conscious of your power, be conscious of what you're using. Just make a habit of turning things off. If you're going to take a shower, take a short shower. If you get up in the morning, kids go to school, you're going to work, or you're at least going to be in another part of the house, close the bedroom doors, turn the heat down, things like that. And yeah, put a sweater on, turn your heat down a little farther than you normally wanted. All that makes a big difference at the end of the year. Kilowatt hours are calculated. I think it's right now it's about between 16 and 17 cents per kilowatt hour. But you can see when your bill comes in how much that adds up. So in the same principle, if you're just consciously turning things off, turning things down, making sure you don't use anything when you don't need to use it, you're cutting that bill way down. Keep it simple so they don't get confused about it, and say, okay, today's a good day to start practicing being conscious about what you're using, and think about where that money's going. It could be going to something more useful, because everybody is short budget these days. It's a tight situation for most people, so the more you can direct in other directions, the better off you are.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming. I'm Claire Morley. I'm an Energy Efficiency Officer with the Ecology Action Center. and we put together this workshop in partnership with the Union of Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq, Efficiency Nova Scotia, and the Housing Department in Millbrook, as well as the Confederacy of Mainland Mi'kmaq. The Ecology Action Center is a not-for-profit, and on the efficiency team, we help to promote energy efficient behaviors, retrofits, different programs that people can access to kind of spread the word and create a culture of efficiency in Nova Scotia, because there's so much opportunity here to make that happen and reduce our energy consumption. I'm very honored to be accepted into Millbrook today by the Housing Department. It really is so great to be working with you folks, and we know you do so much important work here, so being able to come in and provide this presentation is super important to us, and we hope that we can provide something of value to you folks. Why we talk about energy efficiency is kind of, I think, a good place to start. So there's kind of a lot of different facets to why people should probably be thinking about energy efficiency. One is the looming threat of climate change. So reducing your energy consumption is important for the environment, and more importantly for creating resiliency in our homes and our greater communities. For the health in the air quality inside your homes, you want to be thinking about, if you have pets, if you have smokers in your home, energy efficiency plays a really big role in ensuring that you have good air quality in your home, and it's important for physical and mental health. With climate change, we're seeing a lot of extreme heat, especially in the summer, and in Mi'kma'ki we're seeing hotter and hotter summers every year, which can be pretty dangerous, and we want to be able to make sure that in the wintertime people can keep the heat inside their homes, and in the wintertime they can keep the heat outside their homes and stay cool inside. Probably most popular reason people look into energy efficiency programs is that it also helps to reduce your energy bills. Now people are very concerned about how they're going to pay for their heat in their homes in the wintertime, and it's important to be able to access information and rebates and incentives that are going to allow you to do that. The most important things to address with energy efficiency is that it can be quite overwhelming, because there are so many incentives and there are so many programs that you can access and so many different places you could start with creating upgrades in your homes. One thing that I like to tell people to think about doing is to kind of create a plan. So this little pyramid up here is our energy efficiency pyramid that we talk to folks about on a pretty regular basis. As you can see, my colleague who made this pyramid, he didn't do a great job at formatting it, and he did that intentionally because he says that energy efficiency isn't perfect. The upgrades you do to your home aren't great. Obviously, this is the order in which we usually try to get people to think about making upgrades or doing maintenance. Start with your energy assessment and go from there. But sometimes your windows are in really rough shape and you need to address those first. So that being said, there's room for kind of adjusting this. But usually what we try to get people to start thinking about first is an energy assessment, where an energy advisor comes into your home, takes a look around, and is able to give you specific suggestions for how you can improve the energy efficiency in your home. If you're applying to programs like the Mi'kmaq Home Energy Efficiency Program or the Greener Home, this is something that's going to happen at some point. Otherwise, it's something that you want to think about, and it pays off very quickly, because the cost savings that you get for implementing the adjustments that are suggested by your energy advisor, you'll see those savings very quick. So it's definitely worth your time and energy to get an energy assessment done on your home. Kind of go from there. If you can't get an energy assessment done, you should make a plan. You should go through your home yourself. You should look at where your windows are and your doors. Check to see where there are drafts that need sealing, and kind of make adjustments based on that. You can set a budget, decide, maybe this program isn't accessible for me right now. Maybe this incentive that I'm looking into has a lot of upfront costs. There are a lot of really low cost and easy things that you can still do. A lot of them are free. A lot of them are just behavior changes that you can make to ensure that you're reducing your
energy consumption, so you're not paying for energy that you don't need to be using. And then from there you can decide what kind of programs you want to apply to and what's available and what kind of resources that you can access, whether it's through your housing department or Efficiency Nova Scotia or provincial or federal funding. A really great resource that we encourage folks to use is Efficiency Nova Scotia's energy profile. So while you're making plans to upgrade your home, you can go through, you can do an easy 22 question survey. And it's questions like, what kind of home you're living in, whether it's an apartment or a duplex, what year it was built. And at the end of that survey, they're gonna give you specific advice on different improvements that you can consider making. They'll also, as you can see, there's up here on the screen, your estimated annual energy savings and how much of that you could potentially get help with through rebates. So it definitely is a good way to give you a sense of like what the potential is for your savings and how intense your project can get, or I guess how in-depth your project can get. And again, from there, keep referring back to your energy efficiency pyramid, making sure you're going through the phases kind of in the semi-right order at least. One really good way to ensure that you're using energy efficiently in your home is maintaining the appliances that your home has in it already. So HRVs, or heat recovery ventilators, are a very popular one. Another one is heat pumps. A really great thing to do is make sure that you're getting those appliances serviced and that you're doing regular maintenance yourself and cleaning your filters that you have in your appliances and changing them out if they need to be changed out, like filters that you can get in your furnaces that you can change out regularly to make sure that you're maintaining air quality in your homes and things like that. And just looking at the appliances in your home and how you can maintain them. Even just dusting off your light bulbs can increase the amount of light that they're emitting by like 50%. So taking the time to go through your home and decide, how you can maintain your appliances. Looking at changing your lighting. A lot of people forget about outdoor lighting, and that's where you can find some less efficient light bulbs. There are different programs where you can get Efficiency Nova Scotia to come into your home and change out your light bulbs or put in aerated faucets or give you efficient shower heads, just little small appliance changes that are going to reduce how much water you're using or how much energy you're consuming when you turn on your lights. Another one is to make sure that when you are buying new appliances, that you're looking for the Energy Star logo. This is the only logo that really guarantees that you're making a good purchase in terms of energy efficiency, and just reading the labels and considering how much energy a new appliance is going to cost you. If you're going to be buying it anyways, you might as well get one that's going to incur savings compared to a less efficient one. I'm going to run through a couple of ways that you can find support for kind of being accessing rebates and incentives and different programs that are offered in Mi'kma'ki. But first, I'm just going to quickly go over some really low-cost things that you can do that are going to help keep your house energy efficient. And it doesn't matter if you live in abandoned housing or you don't. These are things that you can do yourself and help make sure that you're keeping the heat in during the winter time. So one really good thing that I already mentioned is changing out filters or cleaning filters on things like furnaces, heat pumps, HRVs. And you can refer to your owner's manuals on that, and a lot of the time, if you don't have your owner's manual, you can Google it and it'll come up. That's just gonna ensure that you're having better air quality, keeping the heat in, you're making sure that your appliances are working efficiently. And it's low cost. Like getting furnace filters replaced is not a lot of money, but it's something that you'll see the savings on that almost within a few months on your energy bill, because you're taking care of the things that you own, you're expanding the lifespan, your HRV is not going to shut down suddenly unexpectedly. And so just referring to your owner's manual is a really good strategy for helping to maintain those appliances and again getting them serviced. Another really good strategy is doing air sealing around your home, so caulking and draft proofing, whether that's looking at your doors where you need door sweeps on the bottom of your doors, or on your windows, and putting in foam tape to help make sure everything is sealed really tight and keeping all your good air inside and not letting it escape. It's a pretty low cost thing. Like, this foam tape does not cost a lot to pick up at the hardware store. And looking at stuff that you already have, like in your windows, and even you can bring in a sample to the hardware store and they'll help you find the one that matches your windows. That's something really easy that you can do, and you'll notice a difference. You can check for drafts in your house, even just by like lighting incense and holding it up to different areas you think there might be a draft, and seeing how much the incense flows and things like that. That's another strategy that, you know, will pay off quickly, and it's low cost, and it'll help you out. LEDs, this one's really old, but getting LEDs is another good one, and so we just have a sample there. Another one is this foam patty for around your hot water pumps. You can often get them wrapped, but also insulating the pipes helps to make sure that you're not losing any heat. I think you can save a couple $100 a year just by making sure that your hot water tank is insulated, and so are the water pipes. So those are kind of some examples. There are a ton of behaviors you can practice, you know, closing your drapes at night in the wintertime and things like that. And just implementing those into your daily routine will end up saving you quite a bit of money at the end of the year. That being said, all these different things you can do. If you want to do a really big project, or if you want to do a small project, there are a lot of different programs that you can access to make that happen. The first one that folks who live in single unit band-owned homes are eligible is the MIGMA Home Energy Efficiency Program. And you can apply to that through your housing department and get in touch with them, bother them about it. And so it's offers no cost upgrades to improve the comfort in your home. And they've already done quite a bit of work around Nova Scotia and 115 homes. And if you do happen to pick up one of our brochures, we included a QR code that you can follow that takes you straight to the website, and it goes over some of the program and what's involved. It's an ongoing project, so apply for it if you can. But if you, for whatever reason, don't live in band-owned housing, you can still apply for programs such as the Canada Greener Homes Grant. This is combined with the Home Energy Assessment Program through energy efficiency. So that way, when you apply online, you're just fill out one application, and you're applying for both the provincial and federal funding. This comes with a home energy assessment, and from there, by implementing those upgrades, you can access funding depending on the project that you can do, is up to $1,000 for your home for Canada Greener Homes. And then you can get an efficiency preferred partner to give you quotes for the upgrades that you can do. So some of those upgrades for both the provincial and federal funding could include ceiling insulation, exterior wall insulation, foundation insulation, heat pumps, solar resiliency upgrades, and you could access up to $10,000, but depends on the project. So there's also another QR code in this brochure that you can access, or you could just look on the Efficiency Nova Scotia website or Google it, and it gives you tons of information about how you can best access those programs. Those are kind of the two bigger programs that I wanted to highlight, but there are a lot of kind of ongoing programs that are run through Efficiency Nova Scotia in particular that you can access that help you out with doing your upgrades. So if you are upgrading to a new fridge or freezer, and the efficiency of fridges and freezers increases very rapidly each year, so if you bought your fridge in 2014, the one you're buying in 2023 is going to be a lot more efficient, and So if you do plan on upgrading those appliances, you can call the number in this brochure or go online and schedule a pickup, and you can also get $50, and they'll also recycle the fridge for you, so you don't have to worry about disposing of it properly, which is super helpful, and it's way easier than doing it yourself. So another program that I mentioned earlier, you can switch to LEDs for free, among other things, like aerated faucets get it. I think a lot of times they do hot water tank wraps, and you can apply on the efficiency website, and they'll come into your home and provide these services free of charge. You can get hundreds of dollars worth of upgrades for free and save a ton of money every year. So it's something you do once and you reap the benefits of over time. Some other information that I included was information on jobs in the energy world, and kind of if you're interested in the green sector and working in a trade or installing heat pumps. It's a really great industry to be in, because it's in very high demand and it's a growing industry, and people are always looking for these services. So I did include a couple of slides on that information. There's a lot of great programs at NSCC. There's also specific training that you can get to become an energy advisor, which are the people who go into your homes and provide you with your energy audits. And you can register with Natural Resources Canada, and basically you get training and you do an exam, and once you pass that training, you can go into people's homes and provide them with their energy audits, and provide them with all the suggestions that they need to increase the energy efficiency in their households. A lot of people are interested in installing solar panels. There are programs through NSCC and the Canadian Solar Institute. Another one is installing heat pumps. NSCC has the Building Systems Technician and HVAC and R program. So there are a ton of different ways that you can get involved in energy efficiency work. I'll go over a couple of resources that you can access in terms of careers and things like that. There are a lot of learning resources in terms of your own home. One that I want to highlight that's on this slide is Keeping the Heat In. It's actually a pretty old document that was released by Natural Resources Canada, but it has so much good information about maintaining your home. And if there's anything you're not sure how to do, or if you're not sure that you can do yourself, you can follow that link, or you can Google Keeping the Heat In, and it'll probably have the answer for you. In terms of employment, there are lots of opportunities, like with the Mi'kmaq Employment Training Secretariat. I included it on the list in the brochure, and I think there's also a website you can visit or a number you can call. Aboriginal People's Training and Employment Commission. You can join their Facebook group, and it's very active, and they're always updating it with kind of job opportunities and learning opportunities as well that you can access. Also, the Clean Foundation runs a cohort, and they accept applications, I think, for September start date. I'd have to double check that. But it's specifically for Black and Indigenous folks who are interested in working in the energy efficiency sector. And it's a 6-month kind of program that you can join, and you can receive a wage for the work that you do, and you don't have to pay for your training. And you're also provided with a couple of resources that will help you do your work once you finish the program. So it's worth looking into if you're interested. I think that is all I have for you folks. So thank you very much.